Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This side for No Picks Podcast.
What's up, fam? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, Joe. Question for you. What's your opinion on red pill content?
I think that red pill is necessary. I think that it's kind of like, I wish it could be like a field of study. But I think it's more about just human nature and the dynamics between the sexes, and how they've changed or evolved or how they've always been since the beginning of time. So I think that it's red pill is necessary. And yeah, that's my first thought. My initial thought is I do enjoy the red pill. I do think it's
Right.
necessary for men to be aware of it and that it should exist. That's my thought.
All right, so I got a clip, right? So when I saw this clip, I was like, "Yo, this is why red pill content is so fucking important."
It is.
All right, right. So I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna play this clip and let's talk about it.
Okay. It should be interesting.
That's why I don't like men who like know their worth. Like, I hate y'all. I hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girls. I know my worth. I got my. For men was just like dinner and, but now y'all want to be like having real deep conversations and y'all want to be like asking out what you do. Oh, I do. Trying to cut this off. Like, no, I don't got time for the drama. Or you toxic. I hate when they say to me, you toxic. So what's up? What you doing tomorrow? Who teaching you all that? For real, who teaching you all that?
Teaching us what?
Y'all worth. I don't like that. That's why I don't.
So when I saw that clip, I was like, "Yo, this is why red pill content is so fucking important, bro." Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your thoughts on what old girl said just now?
Well, listen, I first of all, I respect the honesty, right? I respect people who are full blown honest and direct like that, as opposed to the chameleons who lie, like women who like fake femininity or have conditional femininity, or the chameleons who try to act like they're feminine but they're really masculine until they get what they want, and then they divorce you and take half your stuff, like Tiana Taylor, or well, she was always kind of masculine, but yo, Imam
Yeah.
Shumpert. Side note, I'm sorry, bruh. She took some of your property. She took your millions. Anyway, no, so I respect her honesty, but I also know that she doesn't represent all women, of course, because there's going to be people in the comments. Not all women feel that way. I do this, and my girls, all this anecdotal experience, blah 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 blah. We're aware of that, right? But she definitely is speaking the thoughts of a certain demographic of women, especially modern women. So my first thought is yes. I respect her honesty, and I also understand why she's frustrated by that, right? So, what did you think about this off rip? Was that red pill was necessary?
The minute I saw this clip, I was like, "Yo, she's the reason." Like, women like her are the reason why it's so important to have red pill content. Now,
Yeah,
I have two different opinions on red pill content. You and I talked about this like privately outside, whatever.
yeah,
It's like some of the motherfuckers are like so like ridiculous that like it's like, okay, bro, like nobody's doing that. Like no, like that's not how life works, right?
Mhm.
But the other people, like the other side is the opposite. Is people basically, like really not knowing their worth,
Right.
and just like just giving women money and just taking them out on trips and all that shit, and
Simping on
it-
OnlyFans
right,
or
playing, going into crazy debt just because of you think you have access to vagina, maybe potentially, maybe you don't
right,
even have access to it, right?
right,
But it's important that men know, like, yo, like it benefits women like this for you not to know how valuable you are,
right,
because if you know how valuable you are, then you're not putting up with the fucking nonsense.
right.
And that's important. You know what I mean? Like
It
you
is.
you don't have to you shouldn't have to be like, oh well, if you meet a woman and she's like, oh, I'm not going to no chain restaurant. I only go to like an original restaurant, like one restaurant. It's like, okay, and this restaurant is like a crazy expensive restaurant. Listen, bro, like she's just trying to take you for a ride. She's just trying to use you. So you can identify that from the rip before you invest to the point where you like where you're
Right.
throwing bad money after bad money.
Yeah. No,
You
no,
mean
that's
like
real.
so
That's honest.
I like what she said. And she's like, yo, like, who's teaching y'all niggas y'all worth?
Right. And we're gonna talk.
I think
We're yeah.
right.
No. So we're
No,
gonna.
go
I
ahead.
want to talk about the worth part, right? Because there's a lot to unpack, right? But I want to stick to the first part, which is the red pill and it being necessary, right? So my question to you, Ty, before we go into like men recognizing their worth and what that means and what that looks like, right, and
Right.
why it pisses off women. Um, so out of curiosity, I'll answer this myself. But like, what is one thing? So the red pill, right? It exists. It's out there. The red pill community, the red pill space, red pill philosophy. Is there something that the red pill taught you that you dealt with in your life that later on now you have the foresight because of red pill to be like, I would never do that again, like something that you were like, yo, this is true, this happened to me and now I
Yeah.
understand why it happened? So did you have one of those light bulb moments and then it kind of clicked for
Yeah.
you where you were like, yeah, this is necessary? And if so, can you speak on that?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
have an
Absolutely.
experience too, but yeah, what's your experience?
Respect. Like
Right.
respect in the red pill space is like a big deal, right? I
It's
think,
extremely big. Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of the people that talk about it, I think, are like lame as fuck,
Hmm.
right? And it's like I don't know, like when I see people talk about it, I'm like, I don't respect you personally. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody I could. Okay, I think Donovan Sharp is somebody like I don't really respect when I
He's a
think
clown.
when yeah, he's such a clown. He's
He's
such a
a
clown.
clown.
A lot of random dudes that I see every once in a while, like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Oh, well, you gotta tell a bitch right up in their face and this. No. Like y'all niggas just lame as fuck. Like it's
Yeah.
just like y'all not getting pussy.
Yeah.
No, the only way y'all getting pussy is if y'all millionaires, and
Right.
that's basically y'all got a trick, right? But like I think respect is like a big deal, right? And I've been in relationships where like respect wasn't, but it was I wasn't respected.
Right.
So so but once you start realizing that like there's a lack of respect in a relationship, things start getting contentious and things start getting ugly, and
Yeah.
it's a weird dynamic, right?
Hmm.
And I mean, at this point in my life, I realized like, listen, I cannot deal with a woman that has a lack of respect for me.
Right.
And now I'm on the type of time
Right.
where I'm, yo, any woman I deal with moving forward is gonna have respect for me. Like I'm gonna have a
Right.
respect for her. And
Right.
and respect is one of those things, right? Where it's like you can't, if you don't have respect for somebody, you can't learn to have respect for them later.
Right.
It's either you do or you don't. And I realized that the women that I was with that didn't respect me is because I didn't demand that up front. I kind of like, I
Right.
was passive, and I kind of was like, well, you know what, maybe I'll let this slide, I'll let that slide. But when you let
Right.
certain things slide, it becomes a pattern, and they think in their head
Yes.
that, yo, this is who this nigga is, and now
Right. Right.
I could treat him a certain way. And things
Right.
started going left in relationships for me when I started being like, no. You're not gonna keep talking to me and treating me this way. I'm gonna start moving in the opposite way.
Right.
And that's when things start getting real clashy and being like, yo, like, cops start getting called and people start like phone calls start being made because it's like I changed. You know what I mean? It's like she didn't
Yeah.
change particularly. I'm the one that changed. And it's like she's looking at me like, okay, well, what's the problem? Like I was doing this from the start. Like
Right.
keep if you keep continuing to be a pussy and let me treat you a certain way, then everything will be fine. Everything will be, good.
Right.
We'll all be good to go.
Right.
But because you're putting your foot down and you starting to stand on business,
Right.
now things are starting to get ugly. Now,
Right.
I'm unhappy. Now I'm like, okay, well, what happened so much in our relationship? What happened in our relationship is I let shit slide so much to the point to where I've just become like a bypass or a pussy in a relationship, and everybody can see it.
Yeah.
But the only way we can continue this relationship is if I keep being a pussy and I keep letting you be the dominant one, and I'm not gonna do
Right.
that.
Right. And of course, society will tell you happy spouse, happy house, happy wife. I mean, sorry, happy wife, happy what is it?
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life, or just like generally
Yeah,
speaking, like as long as she's happy, then we are happy. You know what I mean? It's never about the man's happiness or what it is that he needs. It's like keep her content and we're good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that's what we're taught as well. So that doesn't help. But
Yeah.
no, that's a great example, bro. And actually, I wanna expand on that too. So I'm not gonna hijack your response, but I'm gonna play off of it because I like that, right? And there are some things that I feel like when I was younger, I didn't realize were disrespect. Now, certain things that we learned through the red pill. So, gentlemen, for example, if she is okay with calling you out of your name or or calling you something insulting in a joking way, that for me is disrespect, right? Maybe the first couple times it'll be funny. Context matters a lot, but if she's doing that on and on, it gets worse. You know what I'm saying? And remember, there's also truth in humor, and women also
Yeah.
do this thing. Not all women, called shit testing. And they will do things to see if they can either get away with it, to see how much of a man you actually are, and if you respect yourself and you're going to push back. Women, not all women, but in every
Yeah.
woman, we're speaking generally. We're going to hear a lot of that. I don't do that, but generally speaking, women do shit tests. Some will do things to provoke something out of you to see how you're going to react, and when you fail that test, the disrespect gets worse, right? So an example, so one of them is like calling you out of your name and being comfortable doing that. I think for me, it's like, listen, that a couple times, yeah, but after a while, shorty, you got one more time to say that shit, and it's gonna be a wrap because no one,
Yeah.
my mom don't even call me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to stand out and be like, no, this is not okay. Because if I did it to you, I'd be the butthole, right? Another thing is knowing that women will easily sleep with some men, either the first date or a couple dates, a Netflix and chill, but make other men jump through hoops. Red Pill also taught men this is disrespect. Why? Because she's
Yeah.
basically using you for several dates or several food with no time frame as to when you're gonna get them guts, but she's letting other guys hit while this is happening. So shorties
Yeah.
who have rotations, shorties who'll make you wait, but give it up to somebody. And I'm not saying that men are entitled to sex. Where they always bring up, well, it's my body, I can do what I want. You're so right. It's my wallet. I can do what I want. And if I know you ain't gonna give me the guts, I'm not spending bread on you when Chad and Tyrone and Pookie and Ray Ray ain't got to do nothing and you giving it up for free. That for me is disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
Other examples of things that I've learned too. When you're a stepfather and you don't have the authority to discipline your kids. Gentlemen, I'm sorry, but you never put yourself in a situation where you accept all of the accountability and the responsibility, but none of the authority. You hear what I'm saying? If you inherit all of the accountability and responsibility, but none of the authority, because you are going to be disrespected. If you are providing, if you are the man of that house, if you are the man of that house and providing and trying to give provision, and you cannot discipline or have some kind of authority over those kids that you're providing for as well, no. You see what I'm saying? So disrespect comes in different ways. And I think that as
Yeah.
men, we had to learn because some things we're kind of conditioned to accept from society, from our women. And it's like now we like, no. Or this one chick who's like, man, I told this guy, we exchanged numbers, right? He hit me up to go out. And then she's just like, I couldn't text him until 2 days later. And after that, he just left me on red. Exactly. If you reach out to somebody and y'all exchange numbers and you think that there's interest there and she takes days to respond to you, if
Yeah.
you're
It's
with
crazy.
somebody romantically and she doesn't text you all day until night or in the morning, these for me are little things of disrespect that get worse with time. Because shorty, my
Yeah.
time is valuable. I was trying to get up with you. I understand thing happened, but 2 or 3 days later, you trying to follow up about a date I was trying to set up 3 days
Yeah.
ago? On to the next one. Because clearly you don't value my time. So anyway, this whole thing of respect, Ty, that's huge. And I'm glad that you became aware of like different ways that men can be disrespected and you put up a boundary. And that's what the red pill teaches men too. You have every right to have boundaries. You do. You don't have to
Yeah.
feel like you're being controlling or you're being, you know what I mean? Because women will gaslight you when you have boundaries. So it taught me you can have boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to expand a little bit for the family because some people think that the red pill is just like a bunch of incels who never had pussy, who never get action, who ain't in there. And it's like, bro, I love the red pill space. I've never had a problem with the shorties. I've never paid for the box. I've never been, listen, I was that bull for a while. You know, my wife will tell you, she can attest to that. When she met me in college, I was that, Shorty's was trying to get over her to get to me. Like, I've never had that problem. And I still sympathize and I respect and I love the red pill space. So, no, it's not just a bunch of angry, frustrated versions or ugly men or unattractive or how y'all call them, medium ugly. That's another one. Don't ever let a shorty call you medium ugly, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't ever mess with a chick that thinks you're medium ugly. That's disrespectful. So anyway, Yes, Ty, respect. That's a big one, right? And I just want to. I know we're going a little bit, but like this is such an important conversation for
No,
our
I feel
community
you.
as
I feel
well.
you. I'm here for it. I'm here for
So
it.
my quick example, because I wanted to expand on yours, is I basically, for me, what I learned through the red pill space was just the modern woman. Like I married a modern woman. She already had kids. I know, and y'all probably thinking, Joe, what were you thinking? I wasn't. I didn't know. Back then, I thought being a stepfather was noble. And back then, I figured if I fall in love with the woman, I inherit everything that comes with her. And if she's got kids, then I guess I'm loving these kids too because I'm in love with her and I want to build with her, right? So you just think, well, I guess it makes sense. I gotta love the kid, and I love them like they were my own. But then what
Right.
happens? You don't have that authority over the kids. You can't discipline them. You clashing heads because she wants to do one thing with the kids and you got to do something the other way. You know, what I mean, there was all these issues with being a stepfather, or just basically feeling entitled to everything I had to bring to those kids. Like it was expected. Like it wasn't appreciated. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like, yeah, you better do that. And that's not what she said, but that was the vibe. That's the energy that you feel. So for me, part of the Reddit spill space, I had to grow up and realize, yo, this stepfather shit is dead. Like, why would I want a pre-made family? Why would I want to raise some other kids? Why would I want to try to have to exceed her expectations when she had no expectations for the dude that impregnated her? You know what I mean? Like the red pill really taught me to value
Yeah.
myself and say, yo, we deserve better as men. All these pre-made families? No. I deserve better than that. You know what I'm saying? I deserve a woman who ain't got the kids, who didn't make these mistakes. And I'm not speaking about widows. Widows for me are in a different category. I'm talking about baby mamas. Baby
I
so
think,
yeah.
Joe, tell me if you agree. Tell me if you agree. I think the red pill space is the worst possible scenario for women. And men, in the best possible scenario for men like yourself, like myself, that have options that can make moves and replace bitches, right? Or women. I'm sorry, I
It's
gotta
called
stop
the
saying it.
it's called the abundance mindset. That's when you basically
Yeah.
you're out there thinking like, listen, there's too many fish in the sea for them to be stressing over these shorties. Like, it's too many options out there, right? So
Now,
yeah,
the ones that get the bad rap are the guys that can't get women anyway.
right,
That are
right,
like watching South Park marathons of South Park every night, jerking off, get they're subscribe to everybody's OnlyFans, and like the lame ass
yeah,
dudes that like women don't want anyway. They're the ones who get kind of like pigeonholed into this space. But like there are men like yourself and myself that can get women if we want, and
right.
it's like we like we just we just understand the nature of women in general because of the red pill space. Listen,
Right, right.
I can say this. I didn't know anything about the red pill space until the virus, right? Um
Okay.
I started watching a couple people. One of them was Kevin Samuels, and what I noticed about
Rest in
Kevin
peace.
Samuels was that all the women that called into his show wanted the same fucking man.
And it wasn't scripted. It was women
It wasn't
calling
scripted.
in. They did the work for him. They did most of the work for him by exposing
Mhm.
the modern woman and female nature. You know what I mean? Like, and he did. That's why I loved it because it was so raw. It was just
Yeah.
completely organic. Like, called and the women who showed up and called in, this is what they wanted.
They were
So
just
I'm
like,
sorry, Ty. Go
well,
ahead.
I want a man making like 300 mil, 300,000, 400,000, a hedge fund manager. This is that. He'd be like, wait, do, and it was crazy, Joe, to me, listening to the show, because the women from like the hood rat chick, literally in the projects, from the, PhD chick, they all wanted the same man.
Yeah.
So that's what blew my fucking mind. I'm like,
Right.
yo, Kevin
Right.
Samuels is on to something, bro. I'm
He was
like, yo,
on it,
like
bro.
he
He was
was
on. He was
on to
on the
something, bro.
Ebony before Ebony K and the bus driver conversation. Kevin was already on it. Before Vivica A. Fox was out there in her 60s talking about she's taking resumes for a marriage. Kevin was already on it. Before Erica Badu and Madonna and all these older women were dating these younger men with less money
He
and
was
less
on it.
fame
He
and
was
less
on it.
clout,
He
Kevin
said
Samuels
that
was
was gonna
already.
happen.
He was
He
already. He
said that
already
was gonna
called it.
happen.
He was like, "Y'all gonna
Yeah,
have to finance a younger dude who ain't got shit because the men that you want, the competitive, high value men that you want, don't want y'all, right?"
right.
So before all that happened, Kevin, rest in peace, Godfather. I wish he would have been alive for all of this because so much
Yeah,
has
yeah.
happened, and I'm like, bro, he would be having before the red balloon dating show was a thing, And now it is.
Yeah.
This was Kevin was before that too. Now I'm not saying
Yeah.
he there were other manosphere creators at the time, but like Kevin brought it to the mainstream. And he did it in such a logical and professional manner. And that's why I loved it, because it seemed so professional. He was articulate. He had a cute, like, just logic,
Yeah.
bro. Like, he was just so quick with it. So anyway, yeah. So COVID is when I learned about some stuff too, bro. Like,
Bro,
I didn't know
but
about it
even when
before.
women, Joe, even when women said, "I don't want a high value man," right? Take high value, take the term high value out, throw it in the
Yeah.
trash, right? They still wanted the same men. They still wanted a man that would pay all their bills,
Right.
take care of their kids from other
Right.
men, put their kids in private school, put their kids in
Hmm.
college, and make sure they were able to stay home.
Right.
So even though they didn't say the term high value man, they still wanted the man that was high value.
Right.
And that's what blew my mind when I was listening to Kevin Samuels. So I'm like, yo, all these women
Right.
want the same man. From Bonquisha with 5 kids and 5 baby dads that's 45 years old, to Rachel with no kids and no baby dads that, just want a nigga to take care of her after she graduates from Dartmouth.
Right.
They all want the same man.
They all want the same kind of man.
They want this rich man that's just going to make sure that they don't have to do anything at all, and they can just put their feet up and watch. I don't know. Women watch
Yeah.
when they home. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but
Real Housewives. I don't know. Is that still a thing?
I,
Love and Hip Hop. I
I
don't know. I don't
assume
watch
I
that
don't know.
bullshit, so I don't know. But
Right.
no, they all want to. And then I don't want to keep referencing him, but what some of the Red Pill spaces were talking about were college educated women have ratchet outcomes. So saying even women with degrees have the same outcomes of women who don't have degrees. All the city girls, it's the same outcome. You
Yo,
still ain't got no man. You still getting ran through by these dudes who aren't taking you seriously and aren't getting on any to propose to you. They just trying to dig in them guts. You probably already have a kid, because the average woman who goes to college, especially the black woman, already has a kid, bro. Like, they going into college with kids now. Not the average, sorry, but there's a significant amount. You know what I mean? Like, so college educated, ratchet outcomes. You have the same outcomes, and it made me understand all of that, bro. Like, and it's come to life now, all these years later, and now I'm just like, it really was just learning about female nature, bro. It makes sense, and the thing is, everything makes sense. There's not something that I'm like, I don't know why this don't make sense. Everything makes sense, bro. Everything makes sense. So I want to add this part, and then we'll go back to the shorty, and then we'll wrap it up, right? But like you said, there are some people people think that all red pillars are toxic, and that's just not true. The people I don't like, we mentioned Donovan Sharp. I'm not a fan of Tony Sotomayor.
what's the Skeeto? What's the boy name? Sicko or fuck is his name?
Oh, Sneeko.
Oh yeah. Him.
Sneeko.
Yeah,
Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? And there are parts of Fresh and Fit that I enjoy, but then it
yeah,
just goes off the rails sometimes, and I'm like, I can't endorse all of it. But they drop
yeah.
nuggets, right?
They
And
do
so this
drop
is what
nuggets. Yeah,
they drop nuggets. This is the thing. This is the last thing I'll add to the family, since we're talking about the red pill space. We're not all toxic. Red pill is more like a philosophy of life. It's like the sociology of dating, or the sex is. Like, that's why I
yeah,
love it, because I find it fascinating. And when you see it playing out in real life, you're just like, wow, this is real, right? And so, gentlemen, we talked earlier about respect, and this is something that Myron from Fresh and Fit. Now, I'm not endorsing Fresh and Fit. I know they're controversial. I know they say things, but these are nuggets that I'm saying in these different spaces. You guys focus on a negative, right? But as men, we got to take the truth no matter who the messenger is. If it makes sense, it
yeah,
makes sense,
yeah,
right? So he
yeah,
said, listen, men should never simp over women. And they were like, well, why? He was like, think about it. Every single day of a woman's life, from the time she blooms and she starts getting sexual attention, she can get whatever the hell she wants, especially if she's attractive. Women get hit on every day. You can go out in sweatpants and a t-shirt and you will get hit on taking the trash out, going to the poppy store. It don't matter. Dudes know. Dudes will hit on you.
yeah.
So, men simp for women every day, but the opposite is not true. Most men don't get simped after, so they're like it so he would tell women, simp for your man. He's like, because I can tell you right there, men don't hear that. Men don't get compliments like you guys do. Men don't get hit on the way that you do. Men don't get approached the way that you guys do. Men don't get the average guy does not get any of that. So you shouldn't be simping over women who have droves of men already doing that. In fact, a woman, when she finds a man, simp for him. Give him all of that, because we don't feel that on a day-to-day basis. And that's why he said women should be simping for their man. It shouldn't be the other way around. Because once you start simping for the women, guess what? She loses respect for you. because now you're out of frame. Now she has the leverage. Now she's the powerful one. Women want somebody they can look up to and respect, or they're superior. If you're simping after her and putting her on a pedestal, you're no longer in the superior in the position. You know what I mean? So these are just things that we learn from the red pill space, that as men we know to walk in our masculine frame, walk with our boundaries, walk with respect, understanding female nature, and understanding we don't hate women. We don't hate women. Red pill says understand their nature and move accordingly.
Yeah.
Understand female nature and move accordingly. And if you ain't winning in the game, level up. Right? Pick a struggle for men. Level up. Stop bitching and
Yeah.
complaining. Hit the gym, hit the weights, get that body right, stack your bread up. You should, you know what I mean? Like, work on yourself. And when you get to that point, you can pick whoever the hell you want, bruh. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's the red pill message. So men who know their worth, and this is why the shorties hate it, bro. So do you have any thoughts on like the chick? Like we could wrap this up, but like about women
Listen, bro.
hating men that.
I think you said everything. I think you said everything. So you
All
took it
right, well,
away.
listen, this was dope. Let's see what the family has to think about this, guys. Like, what do you guys think about the red pill space? What do you think about women who say that they hate men who know their worth? Just chime in, y'all. This is a very interesting conversation. Clearly, me and Ty are passionate about it, so we'd love to hear that. So, if like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.
Until next time, y'all.